Hello YouTubers, Tross here, back with some more Infinifactory. Last time we finished the heist mission, and we are now on to Production Zone 1, so let's listen to the briefing and see what it's all about.
Hello, new human. I am Salvatrus, the organizer of the Resistance. For centuries, the Overlords have been enslaving other species. You humans were not the first. You are a relatively new addition to their menagerie. Our ultimate goal is to gather reinforcements from our original homelands and return to defeat the Overlords once and for all. We recently started constructing a shipyard in orbit of a former Overlord mining outpost. There, we will build the ships that will take us to our native planets, assuming we are also able to develop a working skip drive. Though most of the outpost's natural resources have been stripped, there are still many metal deposits that we can use to construct the shipyard and the ships themselves. As you are well aware, we have purloined many assets from the Overlords, and so they are on edge. We need your factory building skills to wrap up construction as quickly as possible. It's time to get to work.
Alrighty, let's get to work on, apparently, hull panels. Let's, create a new solution here.
Hello, again. I wanted to introduce you to a newly developed tool, the laser. Our tools engineer, Ortis, who you may have met already, took the concept of the eviscerator and somehow made it far more dangerous. It should be useful in your work here.
It's also showing a counter here. You don't actually get that until later, but they've made it so you can, once you use it, once you get it, use it in all previous extra missions or second campaign missions. But I am not going to be using it for now. What am I missing? Conveyor, welder, sensor, conduit, pusher, rotator, lifter, eviscerator. But the laser's the new one. However, the eviscerator can be swapped with the laser. The laser is infinite in range, and it only fires when it's activated by a sensor. So let's take a look at this. You need a 5x5 panel and a 3x3 panel. One other thing about the laser is it won't go through blocks you've placed, so you can use them as walls or blockers or however you want to call it. So this is actually a very simple puzzle to get you used to the new concept here of the laser, but also extrusion. So let me hit start here. And you see hot metal comes out of here and cools into a giant solid bar. And you need to then cut that up into multiple pieces. You can see we hit the end and no more comes out, and so it slowly cools. So, this will cut off a piece to go to this 3x3 area. And we'll need to trim the top down, so we'll use that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's not gonna actually work because it's gonna be that tall. And move this up by 1. You can actually use middle mouse button to select. Alright, that'll work there. This might just be easier if I go behind. It will be a little bit larger footprint, but that I don't really care about at this point. And that, I think, is that. Well, I'm going to put the input rate up to max. It will just come out smoothly instead of those steps. And I have one too many there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. Yeah. Should have seen that coming. Oh, it's okay if that one fires again. So this one's gonna fire. Well, we can actually fix that. Nice big statues in the background. Let's hook them up right. We need all 5 of these firing initially. And then we need these 2. Well, they didn't fire yet, but we need them when the piece is going like that. There we go. See the lasers go pretty far. And that should just about do it. 124. Everybody's got 124. Not sure if you can actually get that any quicker. And footprint a little bigger now than previous. I got a better block score though. Alright, let's continue with barracks. And let's just, what did I do here? I went with something complex. I got a little timer here. So I make them in the opposite order, basically. The large piece directly, and then the small piece I completely cut out. And why do I have the timer? I'm not even sure why I have the timer like that. I could have just moved this over one more, I think. They did change slightly how lasers worked, so maybe the timer was needed previously. Alright, since that only took about 10 minutes, let's go on. Lasers, like eviscerators, are used to destroy blocks. They are sensor-triggered and have infinite range. They were invented by Ortis, a resistance tools engineer with a penchant for the excessive. Alright, central axis support. Let's work on this one.
Hey, I'm watching over you and a few other engineers in case something happens. Like if the overlords make an appearance, or you fall into a pit.
Hey, I heard that.
Alrighty. Do like to make themselves notice, these overlords. Anyway, central axis support looks something like that. And well, we have to make it out of that. Okay, we can do this. Copy that so we have a bunch of them like that. And if I remember correctly, it's like 3. One there. And one there, and one in the very why is I made that wrong? No, that was right. Okay. Let's put in the conduit to connect these all up. Now they're not all connected yet. These actual corner ones aren't, so we have to do a little something like that, or like that. We can do a little more though at the very beginning here. You know what? I'm going to move all that. because that pattern needs to be on all sides. The corners cut out. So that should do most of it. I will need that back. Come on, let's stop. Input rate max. Oh, yeah, look at that. Not you, conduit. Alright, let's try that. It kind of blocks itself for a second, though. So that's a bit of a problem. But not too bad of a one, I don't think. Problem we're gonna have. Alright, there's two cuts, basically. Well, one cut I have. That's one set of cuts. Is there a vertical hole? There is no vertical hole, but the corners are completely cut out vertically, and I don't have that yet. However, we have to drop this vertically, so as we're dropping it vertically, it can go through 4 eviscerators to cut those holes. The problem is, this fires periodically, so I want to drop it just after those fire, so that they don't fire while I'm halfway dropped and cut some more holes, like the lasers that cut this happens to cut it like there again. That would be bad. So you can see the lasers keep firing. Now we want it to fire once more. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be clear. So that's actually a good place to drop it. Actually, I'm gonna go one more out because I think it'll still be safe. So it was 3 wide. And we want an eviscerator. And then basically the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3. I will just... No. One more. And then at this point we won't have to worry about the lasers anymore. The only thing we will have to worry about is getting it on the pad here. I think that will do. No, this needs to be one higher. I think that'll do it. Let's see here. Cuts all the corners, and I'm flying out of the zone, and that falls, and then the little edge catches that conveyor to push it into place. Otherwise, we'd have to wait for the next one to push into place. And we got the holes both horizontally and vertically. Well, 2 horizontal directions. There's no central vertical hole. And well, this wasn't my this was not my best. 157 instead of 139. I did do better on the footprint and the block score, though. Let's continue to the barracks and see what I did on my previous solution that was so much better, because I think I just spun something, but I'm not sure what it was. Oh! Okay, that's kind of tricky. So, I only have the lasers on one side here. So let's run this. But I have a rotator there, and it rotates it out of the way quickly. And then once it's rotated, the lasers are cutting the other side as needed. It needs to get pushed back one spot once it's rotated. But otherwise, it does the trick. And it gets the whole block out of there much quicker, so we're not holding up the next one. And that's why it's got a lower footprint. Or lower cycle score. We'll lower the block score by 1 or 2. Why is this? I'm not even sure why this has such a high block score. Let's improve this one. I'm not going to touch that, but what I am going to touch, the bottom is a 3x3 square after we're all done cutting. So we only need a conveyor every third. Although here we do need some blocks to keep it held up in the air. I guess I was trying to center it at one point using that. But I don't think it's necessary. Let's undo that. Can we go with less conduits here? I'll put those 3 there, but that should allow me to get rid of those 4. Yeah, I'm not sure I can do much better. Get rid of those 2, but then I have to put 1 there and put 1 there, so it's the same number overall. I could get rid of most of this squiggly part if I could put 1 down the side, but that would mean moving everything out 1. Let's see if I remove that. Does that still work? Yes, it does. That's 1 more down. I think the rest might be necessary. Actually, get rid of you. Alright. Not gonna go any smaller than that. footprint, we haven't, compared to our last one, we still have a bigger footprint, but the block score is way down. It was at 100, we're now at 69. We didn't touch the cycle score. But other than having big rotator arms to grab those and get them to the exit quickly, which is something I never really do, I don't think that can be really improved that much cycle-wise. So, I think we're going to call that an episode. So I'll see you guys next time with some more Infinifactory. Thanks for watching.